Hello and welcome back to Master Quest. My name's Christian Buckley. I've never played A Link to the Past. Well, I guess now I have.
Yeah, technically correct.
I'm joined by DJ Gillard.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello, how are you, Master?
I'm glad you're referring to me as Master now. That's good.
Yeah,
I like to be
establishes
a
our
position of
relationship
authority.
well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We're the same age, but I'm clearly the Master here.
of course. So, if you are not familiar, like I said at the top of the show, I've never played A Link to the Past. I'm a Zelda fan, but DJ is a Zelda expert. So, you are guiding me on my quest to erase the shame of my gaming backlog.
I'm ridding you of your sins.
Yeah.
It's going complete exorcist on you.
Yeah, this is turning into a cult very quickly, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm calling you
very
master.
quickly.
You're gonna tell me. You're gonna show me
Yeah.
the light, all these wonderful things, the golden land.
Yeah.
Oh man.
If I walk you in the basement, that's when we stop.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So this week, what do we do this week?
This week, we did the first dungeon, and we got to the second one, so we did all the stuff leading up to that.
Yes.
So, first of all, obviously, we got to the dungeon last week. You did it this week. Your first dungeon in this game. How are you feeling? To start off.
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, like standard Zelda fare, I think.
Yeah.
I will preface all of this for video viewers. No gameplay this week because my capture card, the cord is toast, so I have to get a new one. There will be gameplay next week, but you just get to admire us, and if you don't want to do that, you can just listen to our audio version on podcasts.
Yep.
So yeah, I think standard Zelda fare. You know, like I've played some Zelda games in my past. I think as far as first dungeons go, it's solid. You know.
Yeah.
I think I was expecting a little more like flair for something called the East Palace. You know?
Yeah. It's pretty like there's no like theme to it. It just kind of like
there really isn't.
It's green, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a bow at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if you want to do a little cleanup, but before I even stepped foot into this dungeon, you told me to revisit the Lost Woods.
Oh, okay.
So I can run through that real quick if you want to.
You go through that first, and then we'll get to the dungeon.
So where we left off last week, I guess I was outside of the East Palace, like you said, and you told me that there were a few things I could have like done extra in the places I've already been. So I went back to the Lost Woods first. 100 rupees for a chest. I opened the middle one. I got 300 rupees, and then the guy was like, "Game over."
Lucky.
Yeah.
There's usually one that gives you your money back, so it'd be like 100 rupees back, or there's one that's nothing. So you got lucky there.
Okay, I figured that's what it was because I found another one of these later in this week's session, and I did not get anywhere near that. So I fell down a hole and got a heart piece.
Oh, nice.
And then when I was exiting there, I talked to an NPC, and they said, "This is the secret thieves' hideout. You need permission to come in here." But I was leaving. And question about the thieves.
Okay.
Are they like proto-Gerudo?
I don't think there's supposed to be a connection there. Like maybe like it's an inspiration.
Yeah. Because
but I don't think there's any like lore connection. It was probably like an inspiration though, especially like because where they're on the western side of the map, which I know Kakariko all the maps change throughout the game, so like it doesn't really matter. But I get that kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah. Also, this one was in the Lost Woods.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that there was another thief in the desert. And then I made the connection of, like, Ganon was the king of thieves, Gerudo, desert.
Yeah.
Are we forming a triforce of connection here?
Yeah.
So.
It's possible.
Yeah. I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
I found a mushroom in the Lost Woods. Ended up giving that to the witch later.
That's what I wanted you to find.
Okay.
That's what I wanted you to find.
Okay.
Do you know what to do with it?
I brought it to the witch.
Okay, good.
And she said come back later.
Oh, okay. Did you come back later, or
no, I did not.
Maybe we'll get to that. Okay.
Also, while we were in the Lost Woods, I did a little more exploring. I was like, you know what, DJ, I don't want to say I'm a pro gamer, but like,
Okay.
I think I'm like pretty alright, you know?
Yeah, you thought you could get the Master Sword first, right? You thought you could do it?
I thought, like, hey, maybe for like those in the know, maybe there's a way to get the Master Sword. So I went looking.
No.
I found it.
Yeah, you can walk up there.
Yeah, and I thought it was neat that you could like. I'm assuming when we get to that point, like I just walk up and then Link does the animation, but I like that I was locked out of it and I could go up and try to pull it with like the hold A.
Yeah. So does it give you like any sort of text? I think I did this years ago, but I don't remember.
No.
Does it like what you know what's happening?
Nothing.
Wow, that's interesting. It's not even like a you're not strong enough yet. Like
No.
come back later. Nothing. Okay.
No.
That's
It's funny that you get the text for the imitation swords, but you don't get text for the actual one.
yeah. When you pull up the imitation, it's just like this is fake.
Yeah.
You throw it away, or there's some sort of text like that. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but I mean, I played Breath of the Wild, so I figured that I'm not strong enough, or like I have to come back at some point.
Yeah.
Because like I said last week, I was like, I don't think they're gonna let you get it this early.
No.
I will say, when I went into that part of the Lost Woods, though, there were a bunch of like critters that jumped out. The squirrel
Very pretty.
is the best sprite in the game so far.
The squirrel, really?
The
Okay.
squirrel is perfect. Great proportions, fully conveys what it's trying to be. Big fan.
I'm gonna try to look up the squirrel right now. See what he looks
I
like. I
recommend
can't
it.
remember.
Cause like,
Squirrel Link to the Past.
because I'll throw an image of it on the video too when I can find it when I'm editing. But like last week we talked about like these weird scorpions or snakes maybe.
Yeah.
This squirrel, perfect.
Perfect? Okay.
Perfect.
I'm glad the spread art has come around on you with the introduction of the squirrel in the one shot in this game. I'm very glad.
I don't know if we can top it, but there's a high bar
Yeah.
now. So, that was pretty much all I could do in the Lost Woods. I was like, okay, let's go back to the crit path.
Yeah. That's all you needed to do.
On my way back, I did give the mushroom to the witch.
Mm-hmm.
I had bombs this time, so I stopped in Sasha's place and I bombed that wall. I got, I think it was arrows, bombs, and rupees
Nice.
in 3
nice.
chests.
It's weird too how in this game you can just get arrows like the same way you get bombs early, or you can use the bombs, but the arrows are just like I guess I can use these eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, that was one
Like,
of
it doesn't-
my notes I took last week when I ran into that first arrow guy. I was like, oh, he dropped arrows, but I can't use them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that last week. Now that I think about it, never mind.
Yeah. So now we're at the Eastern Palace. Also, is it the East Palace or the Eastern Palace?
I think it's Eastern Palace.
Eastern, okay.
It's fine. Either way.
So my first note for this palace: sea anemones.
What kind of enemy?
Sea anemones, like from Finding Nemo.
Oh, I can't. I watched that movie as a child. I'm not gonna be
Like the
I
thing
can't
the
remember that one
clownfish
with
live
you.
in. The little tentacle things.
No, it's not gonna come back to me. I'm sure you're making a great reference though. I'm sure. I know the enemy you're talking
yeah,
about.
what
The
are
ones
those
that are like
things?
those like little like tentacle like kind of things. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but
What are they? Cause like, I've played Zelda games, so like I know some of these bosses. Like I saw the Stalfos in here. I connected that, and like the Choo Choos and stuff like that. But what is this?
I bet they are an enemy that's like very established, and once like I'm gonna look it up, but like I bet they're an enemy that's like very established in other games, and like the sprite art is just like so out there that you can't tell.
Yeah.
But we'll get back to you eventually.
We do have a few other names that I gave some enemies that I could not tell you what they are. So, it did take a little bit to adjust to the perspective again here, because there's a lot more going on as far as like different floors in the same room. For me personally.
Yep.
Which we did touch on last week.
Yeah, it's weird too when you go upstairs in this game. Like time just stops. It's like the way they do perspective and like the way they kind of like connect is really strange. Yeah.
Well, I did adjust to it, so
Yeah.
we got okay.
You figure it out once you get in there.
Yeah, it was
Not
very
a huge
jarring at
deal.
first, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I found a lot of rupees in the bowling ball room, in, like the bottom right corner. And then
I can't remember which room that is, but sure.
It's the room where like the ball trap after you fight the sea urchins and get into the main first room of this place.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can see that.
So in Caltristalphus for the first time, I've been using the pot meta when I can.
Yes, the pots. You know now the pots are they destroy everything.
They're OP, yeah.
Yeah.
Found the compass, and then continued on throughout the dungeon. I didn't get the map until later because I just kind of explored the west side and then went forward.
Yeah, I did the same. I noticed I was about to go down like the final corridor until like the boss fight, and then I was like, I don't have the dungeon map yet. I should probably figure out where that is.
Yeah.
And I went to like the one open door. I was like, all right, I found it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I think the layout honestly might have something to do with that or like the design of the dungeon, I guess, because they do give you.
I think it pushes you left.
You know.
Yeah.
And I did go left first, as you did too.
Yeah.
But they don't really direct you in, like, leaving that, they don't really signal you to explore the right side, and they don't have to, but, like, they spit you out, like, pretty clearly where the dungeon progresses, you know?
Yeah. And for this dungeon, like, I could have very easily done this without the map and, like, been totally fine. I think later dungeons, like, you're going to get to a point where it's like, all right, I need to find this map. Like, this place is a mess. I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for this one, it was pretty straightforward.
The eye statue people, Zelda staple at this point. Immune to pots.
Yes.
So that was a bummer.
That was a bummer. And your sword barely does anything to them.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to an experience with the sword barely doing anything at some point. Further down.
I'm on a enemies page right now because I was trying to figure out what those guys are called. They aren't on the enemy page. This is just going to be a mystery to us both. But those guys are called Igors, the ones with the big eye. And I don't know if they've been in any other games, which is very strange.
I swear in Ocarina there's some not bosses, but like enemies that have the eye.
In Majora's Mask there is apparently. Okay, so you're close. It's probably what you're thinking of.
Well, it's funny because I never played deep into Majora.
Huh.
But I swear, like, in one of the final dungeons of Ocarina of Time, I think, like, whatever dungeon it is that is the place with the pillars where you fight the swordsman and you have to, like, make him hit the pillar. That dungeon, there's lots of, like, red.
Yes, that's the Spirit Temple, isn't it?
Maybe?
Yeah. I know which one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I swear there's a bunch of... I know, like, there's the eye doors, but I swear there's an eye enemy in that.
I think what you might be thinking of is the eye ones that are, like, the statues that shoot the beam.
Yes,
maybe?
that's it.
Yes, those are a thing.
Okay.
Those are different.
Okay, so yeah, these guys have capes. Is that the difference?
I guess. And they walk around.
Yeah.
Very spooky. How surprised were you the first time you were just walking by and then one of them just gets up, like the eye opens and just brushes you?
I don't know if I was like super surprised because I found the other statue guys outside of the temple.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, right. That makes sense.
So it was still interesting though because these guys did not take any damage from anything I threw at them.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a hurdle.
Yeah.
I continued on, though. I found a dark room with a new enemy type that I wrote down as being evil X Roombas.
Okay. What are they like? I can't even think of what that would be. X's. Oh, yeah, the dudes that, like, float around.
I was also considering
like,
the
name
walls? X Frisbees or the little DVD sign bouncing around the TV.
Yeah, that's a good connection.
Yeah.
Did you try to fight them? Like, what were you doing there?
They were moving so fast that I figured they were just a trap.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so I can't, like, eliminate those things?
There is a way to do it.
Okay.
You don't have the means to yet.
Okay.
When you do, they're actually extremely useful. That's all I'll say.
The enemies are useful.
Yes, like you can use them when you defeat them. You get something.
I am writing that down.
Yeah, you should. Whenever you figure that one out, it's gonna help you a lot.
Okay. Noted. I found a key.
Nice.
And the next room, lots of enemies, all new ones. Found the big key. I had to defeat every... Oh, I think that's where I found out that I couldn't destroy the Roombas. Because
Yeah, that makes sense.
I had to clear the room, and those things were left, and then the big key dropped.
Yeah.
Ended up getting the bow, finally.
Nice.
I'm glad that was
I really
the first item.
Yeah, that was a good choice.
Yeah.
I also, because like it's so useful in the overworld as well. I also, one thing I really love about this game, and this game does it constantly, is you'll see the chest for the item like immediately.
Yeah.
When you enter the dungeon, like a lot of times it's just there, and it's like okay, like you always know like okay, once I get this big key, I'm headed back there.
Right.
And then it also opens the door to the boss. So like then it becomes this thing where once you get that key, once you figure that one out, you kind of start to like see the dungeon in a different way. I think like you start to like, okay, I just have to do like these things like in this specific order. I just got to get this item. And it's gonna unlock this. Like you start to like see inner workings of it in a weird way. I really like that stuff, and I think this game does it better than most Zelda games. I know some people like don't like how it's like, oh, it's revealing the mystery of the dungeon, but also I think it's just good game design. Like it's rewarding for me. So
It's interesting to me because unless I'm misremembering how dungeons progress in other Zelda games, I think this is like the first and or only time I've experienced a Zelda game where the boss key has multiple uses. At least from the ones I've played.
Yeah. I think there have been some that will do this as well, but it always seems to be like mix and match where it's like, oh, sometimes you get the big key and it just unlocks the boss and the weapon's in like a normal chest or something. Or sometimes it's...
I'm thinking like Ocarina and Twilight Princess specifically. I'm pretty sure every single item you get is in a normal chest you can open whenever you find it.
Yeah, I think that's right. But I think some of the other ones have played around with it.
But yeah, I like that because it made me think of it in a new way. Because like I said, I hadn't really experienced that with a Zelda game before.
Yeah.
I was like thinking of all these locked doors that I've seen in the dungeon, and I'm like, where are these keys? Like I only have one so far, but I've seen like 3 locked doors.
Yeah.
And then the boss key opens it up, and it was a nice little like Souls-like treat because it just unlocked a shortcut to different rooms.
Yeah,
I appreciated that.
And I think the big key too often unlocks like multiple doors in the dungeon. It'll be like, oh, usually like they're in the same pathway, so like it's not a big deal, but it's like one of those cool things that they do to get you.
For sure. Yeah. So I really dug that about it.
Yeah.
Then I went to the room after that. That's where there were 2 statues, I believe, and the room was dark, and there were a few urchins. One shot both of them.
Yeah. You're using the bow at this point, probably?
Yes.
Like, just kind of messing around with it? It feels... Like, sometimes when you're trying to, like, hit something and, like, it's very exact, but once, like, when you hit things, especially in this dungeon, like, I think they made all the enemies, like, kind of weak to the arrows, just to, like, really make it use it, which is nice. Like, doing with the Stelphos, instead of, like, slashing at them and then jumping away, just one shot, boom, is so rewarding.
There's definitely a timing you have to land.
Yeah.
I do wish they would have given you the option to hold and release.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would have made it a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
But
I think I think Link Between Worlds does that, where like you hold down, he draws it back, and you can like sidestep. But yeah, I could get why they didn't figure that one out in 1991.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. To the right in this room, there's an open door, and I went down there to the Rupee Room of Death and Temptation. There's a little puddle down some stairs. These stairs are unique, where once you approach them, you're locked in. You have to go down.
Yeah.
So I went down these stairs. There's 2 Roombas, and I probably got like 4 of the 8 to 12 rupees underwater there. I don't know how much they were worth.
I think there are 5s.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dipped in, you know.
Yeah, you did a little dip.
Um,
At this point in the game, I actually have so much money because I just like know where so many of like the little secrets and like all this little stuff is. Where I looked down the one like at the end of my play time Monday, and I have like 800 rupees, and I was like, I don't need to be worried about this anymore.
Yeah, there's a point in this episode where I'm gonna max out.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it honestly is because I've been keeping an eye out for these secret rooms, like the bomb doors and what you mentioned about trying to explore a lot. I've kept that in mind, so I do max out at some point. I ended up dying at some point after that room. Went back to the entrance, which was a little annoying.
Yeah. It gets much more annoying when you get into a 6-4 dungeon. In this one, it's like kind of manageable, but you do not want to die at a certain point.
No, I don't.
You can rewind though on the Super Nintendo Classic if you want to do that.
I forgot you could do that.
Yeah. I think you'll want to do that when you die in a 7-4 dungeon.
Yeah,
I think you'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna rewind on this one, and maybe for these next ones you can like stay true to the experience, you know, that kind of thing. But
I think I
pick and
spent
choose
about maybe 2 hours playing this week as opposed to like my hour and a half last week.
Yeah.
And I'll say a good half hour to 40 minutes was repeating things I died on, of like progressing through the dungeon again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
don't be afraid to just rewind or save state. It's fine.
Yeah. I did save state because the thing is, last week I saved manually in the game.
Yeah.
And then I realized it brought me back to the sanctuary. So this week I did end off on a save state.
Yeah. I honestly forget how to save in this game.
Yeah.
You press minus, right? And then there's like a menu.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Because the only time I've ever done that was when I first played it on like Wii Virtual Console. All the other ones, I'm just like save state, done.
So because of my death, you know what? I didn't even end up getting that mad at these deaths because every time I had to go back through the dungeon after a death, I found something new. So maybe Miyamoto knew all along.
Yeah.
I ended up finding the map on my second run because I was like, oh yeah, there's an eastern side to this dungeon. Let me check that out.
Yeah. It is the Eastern Palace.
It is.
So.
What if the Eastern Palace only has a west wing? we could have done that. That could have been our experience with this dungeon.
Yeah.
It's cool that they give you that option. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
You could have just completely missed the east side.
Yeah.
I always appreciate it when a game does that, of like, hey, if you didn't find it, it's on you.
Yeah. You probably should. Like, if you don't, like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very Souls-esque when you think about it. I know like that's such an easy comparison to make, and like Zelda is Souls is so inspired by old Zelda.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is it
Souls-esque? You can really see it,
or is it Zelda?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, like you could see it going back and playing this. Just like, oh, I see where they got the idea of just kind of screwing the player when you think about it.
Yeah. And it's not like super
in a good
mean.
way.
It's inconvenient, but it's not mean.
Yeah.
I found the red boys, these red Igors.
Yeah.
They take 2 hits. Took care of them, no problem. Went into the boss room. Easier than it looks.
Yeah.
But I did die.
You did die?
Yes.
Okay. Did you use the bow on them, or
I did
you... Okay, it was probably just like Zelda muscle memory, just like the bow is probably going to be effective here.
Yeah. The bow ran out of arrows on the last guy.
Yeah, I think I did the same.
So I died there. And I think I died, or the last guy was there, and I ran out of bows when I had 1 heart left. I tried to get a few swipes with the sword. I managed to get some in, but I ended up passing away. On my rerun through the dungeon, again, I found some secret fairies. In those...
you jumped down that little hole?
Yeah, I jumped down that little hole and found 2 little fairies just prancing around in there.
Yeah, very nice.
I can't catch them, though.
Did you have a bottle yet?
I did. So yeah, I did have the bottle, but I can't catch them.
Okay.
I get an item later.
Okay, you got the item that lets you do that?
That I believe is what will let me catch them.
Very good.
Ran out of arrows again the second time fighting the boss, but I won this time.
Very nice.
I had, I think, maybe like half a heart more and was able to manage. I got a new full heart container and the Pendant of Courage.
Very nice.
They were gracious enough to teleport me out of the dungeon.
Yep, thankfully.
Without even giving me like a pad to walk on, without having to do anything, you know?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Just get that pendant and gone.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Pro tip for speedrunning this game. If you stand in the middle, in the little second you get after, you can catch the pendant. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
That's always what I do. I beat a boss and like you immediately run to the center and you just pop, done.
Cool.
It's very nice.
Honestly, I didn't even think of like trying to move when it was falling because I thought it was a cutscene.
Yeah, no. You can just totally move. It's great.
Cool. What did I know? Next, I went to Sasha's place. Got more lore.
Yeah, it tells you to go head over there.
A few notes that he said, or one note specifically. The Knights of Hylia guarded the Pendant of Courage. I feel like that was the most lore I got from this episode.
Yeah. The stuff that I wrote a couple notes here too. So they mentioned the Sealing War, which a lot of people confuse this because it says like the 7 wise men. It says defeated Ganon and like steal them off. A lot of people think that's the 7 sages from Ocarina, and like this is how it connects. Where like after Ocarina, Link dies and the sages like seal him off. It's actually 2 distinct events.
Okay.
Just to clear that up.
So it's not like a mistranslation or anything?
No, those are 2 different things. I've always wanted them to explore the Sealing War. Like, I don't know what it looks like. Like, a lot of people proposed, like, making, like, a tactics game and, like, actually have a full-scale war.
Dude,
or, like...
A Zelda tactics game?
Yeah, I know. I remember back when Hyrule Warriors got announced, that's what I thought it was going to be. I was like, this is going to be it. Like, they're going to be, like, fighting the battle and everything. And then... No, it was just like a bunch of random. That game was just like, here's all your Zelda stuff thrown into one thing. Yeah.
Taking a step back, I guess, from just all of this and talk a little bit more about like Grand Scheme Zelda. One of the classes I took, I think last year, was a screenwriting course, and we had to write some adaptation of something. So I did like a Lord of the Rings introduction style establishing of like a Zelda film.
Cool.
And without knowing anything about this like Sealing War kind of thing, I sort of like aped that idea.
Oh, really?
And like
That's
the
funny.
Galadriel explanation of like the kingdom of men and the elves, but like the Zora and the Goron and stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
But yeah, like clearly, I would love to see this explored.
Yeah.
It's cool knowing that
You should
stuff
write
exists.
You should send in your screenplay. Just
I'll
like,
send
hey,
it directly
I'm
to
available.
Onuma. I will make sure Miyamoto does not get a whiff of that thing.
Yeah.
So,
He'll throw it out, but Onuma will be like, maybe.
We can make a DLC out of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. It's cool knowing that because I didn't even write that line down.
Yeah.
The Sealing War. Is that also what they refer to in the opening cinematic of the game?
Yes, that's what they referred to in the opening.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Sasha, after this, he says go to east of Lake Hylia, right, for a weapon.
Yes.
Did you do that? Is that the first thing he did, or did you go around a bit more?
So he told me to go east of Lake Hylia, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to you. You're a wise man. Gave me the Pegasus boots, which thank God I can sprint now.
Yep.
Very helpful. Been doing that constantly.
Yep.
I thought I went the way I should go to get to where he said, but I was walled off at a certain point, so I had to return westward again, sort of to Link's house.
So you didn't get the item?
No, I did go back there.
Okay.
I just had to backtrack a bit, then go south.
Yeah.
I found a field of like statues below Link's house.
Oh yeah, that feels cool.
Yeah, nice design, very unique so far.
Yeah.
That place gave me Breath of the Wild vibes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that connection.
Specifically, like, that field right before the guard wall where the researcher's hut is. It's sort of in the middle of the map. There's a lot of the broken
I know what you're
guardians
talking
there.
about.
Yeah.
Yep.
That made a little connection there.
Yeah.
What did I do after that? I found a cave on the way over to a secret cave.
Okay.
It had
What was in
the
there?
centipede things in there, and I was like, I know you from Link's Awakening.
The Moldorms.
Mold
Right.
dorms, okay.
That's what they're called.
Very nice. I got 300 rupees from a thief.
Nice.
That's where I maxed
Did you
out.
talk to him and he's like, you caught me, and like, don't tell anyone, and just gives you money? Is that the guy?
He's like, I'll give you money, but please don't tell anyone I did this.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I maxed out there, and then there's 4 more chests, and I was like, oh, what's in here? And then I get more rupees, so it's like, I'm already at 999.
Yeah.
Continued along the side of the lake. I found this like balloon enemy that turned into mini bugs.
Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah. I found giant enemy crabs.
The classic enemy.
Yes.
Classic PlayStation iconic enemy. The
Yeah.
giant enemy crab.
I'm surprised that they got away with that.
Yeah.
You know, taking that.
Stealing that idea.
Because this was clearly before the PS1
Yeah.
or PS2.
Yeah. How dare they? How dare they?
I found an ice cave. Or what I thought was an
Ice cave. Very nice.
What'd
What'd you find in there?
Some fairies, which were useful. I think the balloon bug got a hit on me, so that was nice.
Nice.
But I continue through this area in this ice cave, and then there's a chest room on the left, through a passage on the left, and I'm blocked off by like those little blocks that I've been able to push in
Yeah.
some cases.
Yep. These ones you can't push.
Yeah, and I tried for a good 5 minutes to push or pull them all, Pegasus charge and like bounce over them or something. Didn't work. So I did not get that chest.
You didn't get the chest.
No, I don't know what to do there.
Huh.
Because I looked
Okay.
outside and I didn't see a second entrance. And I did
Okay.
not know.
Go on then. Go on, because I don't want to spoil anything. But you can. I think you can get it right now. I think it's possible.
Is there another entrance?
I think there's another entrance just outside there.
Because I went outside and there was a giant boulder. And I was like, is there a hole beneath this boulder?
Did you? I think you can Pegasus run into that. I want to say.
To the
Then it
boulder?
opens up. It's a bolt. Did you try Pegasus running into it?
No.
You should try it.
Okay.
I think that's how you do it.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I will make a note of that and do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I left. Did not get that chest.
Okay.
But so is that like the item that Sasha talked about?
Yes, that is what he's talking
Okay.
about. You don't like it's. I made a note about this because it's very strange.
Mhm.
You don't need like this item is essential at some point in the game, not for a while. Like you don't need this thing for a good while here. So it's very strange that like he just sends you over there. I'm like, you can get it. It's useful, but like you don't really need it
Okay.
for a while. So.
Alright.
It was very weird that like they would send you to get it now, because I think I remember the first time I played this game I got stuck because I went to the dungeon that I needed it in and I didn't get it here, and I never got reminded when I went to that dungeon like later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like didn't get it for a little bit, and I had to figure that one out. So
Okay. I'll try to go back there before I start the next dungeon.
yeah.
So I ended up being like, okay, I don't think there's much else for me to see. I wanted to look around the statue field a little bit because new environment on the way to the desert. I found an entrance to what I'm assuming is another dungeon, and got a couple bombs from a chest in there. Couldn't progress further in there, and I didn't think it was the desert dungeon, so I kept going west to the Desert of Mystery.
Right.
Remember we talked about my favorite thing in the episode 1 being a sign?
Yes. Okay. I know where you're going. This man.
I think the squirrel is still my favorite thing from this episode, but this sign is a
Okay.
close second. So
They're just yeah. You hit it. You go for it.
I walk in. There's a lot of like tiny boulders in this new area. It's not deserty yet. I see this man sitting there. This average middle-aged man.
Yeah.
and I see a sign next to him. I'm like, okay, maybe this is pointing me in the direction or something. Maybe he's a salesman. I hit the sign. Pay no attention to the average middle-aged man sitting next to the sign. And at this point, I wrote down, he's the elder, right?
Okay. That's
I was like,
interesting prediction.
Zelda being this like great game, they know how to like mess with your expectations, this fantastic series. They're gonna make a commentary on the fact that this average guy, he's just sitting there minding his own business, don't acknowledge him. Maybe he's just trying to meditate or something. They're gonna make him be the surprise elder.
Yeah. Maybe he's the king.
Yeah.
Just like in Breath of the Wild, where you meet this old man, it's just like, he doesn't seem like it. I think he's the king. Who knows? Maybe he's the king.
So
Could be anyone.
I tried talking to him and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe I have to like do something first and then come back to this man. Because, of course, if they're making this much of an effort to be like, oh, he's nobody, he's got to be somebody.
Yeah.
I find the elder, and he looks exactly like Sasha. Like, exactly. He's the same sprite, slightly different colored robe.
Yep.
So, a little too much faith in 1990.
Yeah.
Mid-90s.
You can do something with him, though. Like, you can eventually figure something out with there.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm interested to see how he progresses.
Yeah. The story of the average middle-aged man. We'll see where it goes next week.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that progresses. New enemy type. I named them Jazz Hands Clayface.
Okay, that's a very good name. That's extremely good. They look exactly like Clayface.
Do we have an official name?
I can figure one out here. See if I can find it, but I don't have one. I don't know it off by heart.
Okay. Also, there were some vultures here. They never attacked me. They circled me for a while. I shot one down with a bow. But
yeah, his name is Geldman.
Geldman? Oh, that's in the introduction to Master Quest, the video introduction.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, he's that guy. Okay.
Huh. Okay.
He's also in Link Between Worlds, of course, and Four Swords Adventures, the Game Boy one or GameCube one that no one got to play because no one has three friends. Like who has three friends?
Yeah. Right.
Jeez. Unrealistic.
So I did meet Agina.
Yes, something like that.
Okay. He said he senses something in the Golden Land. I was like, yeah, thanks. He told me the hero will stand in the desert with the book of Modera.
Something like that, yeah.
I have a problem with this.
Like, so you had no idea where to find it?
No. We'll get to that. I have a problem because what's up with this like vague ass prophecy? The hero will stand in the desert with a book. And the book is located in a public library.
Yeah, it's just on the top shelf.
So could like anybody have just grabbed this book, show up in front of this old man and be like, look at me, I'm the hero. Could Ganon have done that?
Maybe he could have.
And gotten away with it?
Yeah. That's funny. I never put that together. Actually, on my playthrough, because I just know I need to get that book.
Right.
So I just went to Kakariko, got the book, and then went there, and I didn't get any of that text.
Oh,
and
really?
I kind of like miss it because I totally forgot until you just said it that Aghanim like talks to you there and like gives a whole prophecy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wonder how they do that if you don't get the book. I can't even remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's cool that. In my head, I was like, oh, do they just not explain it? And, like, you're just supposed to get the book? Like, that sucks. But I guess you kind of got it. Like, they told you to go to Kakariko, right?
Yeah, he said in the village. And then I was like, man, if you're telling me I have to go all the way back to Kakariko right now.
Yeah. But it's not even in the village, right? It's just south,
It's not, because I went to Kakariko and I went inside all of the houses there. I DM'd you.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've had to actually contact you because I didn't want to look up a guide. I was like, hey, where the hell is this library?
Yeah.
So I went back there. Oh, actually, no. I didn't go back there. I went down to the desert. I let the little grabby guy kill me so I could just cut my distance in half.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Good call.
Is that a speedrun strat? It should be.
It probably is now that I think about it.
Because there's no fast travel, so I was like, hey.
No.
The center of the map, might as well die.
Yeah, might as well.
So I eventually found this thing.
Yep.
In my search through the main square of the village, I did get the butterfly net.
Nice. Because you went in every house this time. You figured that one out.
Yes, so I got that. I got the extra bottle that you told me to get.
Okay, so you got 2 now?
Yes, I have 2 bottles now.
Awesome.
Went south because I didn't know Kakariko extended down past, like I said.
Yeah.
Got the book, looked around a little more. There was a race that I could do to get a heart piece, which I did do.
Right. Did you get the heart piece?
First trial, I got 22 seconds. Second trial, I got 11 seconans. So yes, I did get it.
Oh, nice. That's even. I think I got 14 on my time. I was very slow. I did my first run. I hit 16, and I was like, "Are you kidding me here?" Like, I did it again, then got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can try that before you get the Pegasus boots, and you just can't do it.
Oh, I figured that. Yeah, that's another like one of those screw the player sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's great, because I love that they give you a minute count too, because they know somebody's gonna try to do it before they can do it.
I think that the music changes too.
Oh, it does.
Fun. Yeah.
Cool.
I had
anything
something
else?
there. Oh, do you have a complete heart piece yet, or no?
I don't think so.
No.
I
You only need 4 in this game to get a new one. So.
Okay. Well, when it popped up after I got that one, it showed half a red heart.
Yeah. So once you get the 4, your 4th, it just goes in that order.
Cool.
So.
I
I have 3 right now, so I don't even think there's that many you can find naturally yet. I think a lot of them are locked right now.
Okay.
But
I'll be on the lookout.
yeah.
I also ran into some guy that walled his brother into his room, and the only way to get him out was with a bomb.
Yeah. Did you talk to them both after you bomb it?
No.
Oh, you should.
I talked to the
There's
younger one after.
Yeah. Because you talked to the one. I think if you go back to the other room, the one that like walled them off, and he'll be like, "Man, I guess I gotta go reconnect with my big bro or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of nice. You're helping this family out, I guess."
That is not the read I took from it at all. It's like someone called
No?
CPS.
You know what? That's probably the correct read, but I'm gonna have an optimistic one here that
Sure.
you're just trying to connect these 2 brothers.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
will go back and talk to him though to see what he says.
Yeah.
So after that, I went further south to go back to the mystical desert, or desert of mystery. Pardon me. I found a flute man.
Right.
You played that.
Oh, the one in the
jingle I know?
woods.
The
The one that he's not in the desert. He's like in the outer wooded area.
Yeah, I found
With the animals. Okay.
I found an open area of forest, and I was like, let me see what's in here. And that's where I heard the flute.
Yeah.
Or
And
ocarina,
then
maybe.
he disappears.
Yes, he disappears.
Wow.
So, I wonder if that's gonna come back.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I have one last note here. The conclusion of my and Link's journey for this episode, we get back to the entrance that is guarded by these little statues with a sign that was like written in like Pokemon Unknown script, and I needed the book to translate it. It roughly translates to "Make a wish."
Is that in the game? Did I miss that, or is that something you looked up?
It says something of like to the effect of like wish what you desire or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. You say it like
and
that.
I was like, man, the journey I just went on of frustration, and I could have just been like, man, I really wish this door would open.
Yeah,
and
I really
would've
wish
just
this game
solved
would
all my
design
problems
better.
then and there.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder how devoted to this cause Ganon was. But that's where I left off.
Yeah. I don't think there's not nearly as much obtuse stuff like that in between the dungeons from here on out. It's mostly like, go do this thing, you do the thing, and then you're like, oh, I think I can unlock this now. Like you kind of figure it out on your own. This is one of those moments where I'm like, this is kind of obtuse in a bad way, this part. But
honestly, to me, it was just like, it felt like probably the most in recent memory of the Zelda games that I've played over the past 5 years. The most fetch questy.
Yeah, I can see that.
In like an annoying way.
Yeah, especially because they give you the wrong location.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just in Kakariko, it would be, like, a little bit better. And it's just like, oh, like, then you get to use your Pegasus boots. Like, I get that. That makes sense. But they don't even tell you, like, just put the library in Kakariko so people know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was annoying. But it ended up getting me a bottle.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you have any additional notes? Do you have questions? Throw some things at me.
What are you expecting for next week? Like, how you feeling? How you feeling overall about this one? How are you feeling going forward? Really?
So everything so far, for the most part, I've enjoyed.
Yep.
I do have hang-ups, but mostly they come across as like things that probably just didn't age well.
Yeah.
It's very Zelda so far. It's cool to see where these seeds were planted once again. Expectations next week is the desert palace, you said?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if I should go and or actually no, I walked into the entrance and I saw sand and I was like, is this it yet? And then I realized, oh, this is it. So that's why I saved.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe they're gonna be themed more.
Yeah, like they're definitely classic Zelda themes.
Yeah, like a stronger theme coming through than just the blue tiles of the first one.
Yeah, for sure.
Hoping for a interesting boss, because I get like the boss from the first one was like in line with the statues coming to life, but I'd like to see something take advantage of the theme.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember what the boss is in this dungeon. But I do. There are good bosses in this game. There really is. Right. So you can look forward to that. It's not this one. I know that because I don't remember it. This one probably isn't going to be a standout.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you like? How are you doing so far? Because you haven't replayed it in about 2 years, but you said you play it once a year, almost every year.
Yeah. I am. So far, at least, I feel like I'm not going to have like bigger and like high concept thoughts until I get later, because so far it's been like almost been like meditative, where I'm just like I'm going through the motions because I know the beginning of this game so well. Where like you saying you spend like 2 hours, I'm doing like I knock these out in like a half hour. Like I just know what to do and where to go. Mm-hmm. And like that's not like to discredit you. Like you're figuring out, like it's your first time.
Oh no, I always take my time. With games
but for
like
me
this.
It's been very much like, oh, I guess I did that today. Yeah. Like, cool. And then I'm just like, oh, I should take notes because I flew through that pretty quick. And then yeah, but I'm having a good time so far. I'm not having one of those things where you play a game you liked as a kid and just like, what? This game sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's not like that. It's good still. So
yeah. I think the last thing I'll say, and I'm assuming based on what you said, I'm not supposed to feel this way yet, but I'm not getting anything that is like inspiring me to believe a lot of people that say it's like one of the best.
Okay.
But again,
I can see that.
Only like a dungeon and a half in, basically, so.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And, like, your favorite, like most game franchises and stuff, like, your favorite ones tend to be, like, what you kind of play first and, like, what order you do it in. Like, that is such a different kind of value. It's going to value things so differently for everyone. So, yeah, there's no shame in not thinking this is the greatest game ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, I think that wraps up everything I had. That's
awesome.
Overall experience for this week. Looking forward to next week once again. What are we doing specifically next week for people who are following along?
We're going to do this dungeon, and then we're going to get to the next one again.
Okay.
I think I was thinking about like how we're gonna do it, and at a certain point the game's gonna like have like a more of a set piece moment where like we're gonna figure out how we do that, and then after that I think it'll be explore, do a dungeon, and then stop. I think that's how it will go eventually down the road, but we'll play it by ear for now.
Okay.
For now we'll just do this dungeon, get to the next, like we have.
Very nice. One last thing I'll say too.
Yep.
I don't remember if we talked about it last week, but these pendants, they're like the sigils from Ocarina, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same things, basically.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah.
But DJ, thank you for helping me with
Christian.
this week.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure I will have to reach out to you once again at some point for
Maybe,
guidance.
maybe. I think you'll be okay. I think this one will be less obtuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word on it. But if the people would like to find you somewhere, if you have anything to shout out, plug, feel free.
This week's Cantina Conversations comes out the same day as this show, so that's fun. It's a Star Wars podcast me and a couple friends do every week.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really good about the episode we recorded yesterday. I'm excited for it to get out there. I think we crushed it personally.
Ooh, very nice. Can we get a little tease of what it is?
Yeah. We talk about the art book leaks that came out for Rise of Skywalker this week, and the Colin Trevorrow script, and touch a little bit on the kind of the rumors that are swirling right now.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Did you get to touch on the Taika article at all?
Yes, we did touch on it a little bit.
Okay. I'm excited to see what you guys think about that.
Yeah.
Cool. And Twitter?
At DJ_Gillard.
Very nice. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, it's the same thing, at Chris N. Buckley. If you're watching us, you're on youtube.com/joyclicks, where you can see the rest of the series, other fun podcasts, other videos, things like that get uploaded. I think, honestly, at this point, I would be comfortable saying almost daily. Almost daily.
Almost.
A little bit of wiggle room. But we're also on podcast services, Apple Podcasts. If you enjoy the show, you can rate us there, subscribe, share, because that would be nice. And we just are having a blast so far. So, and for those following along, we have a Discord. Neon Rider Aria had a good conversation with them on the Discord for JoyClicks about the series and their notes on it so far. So, you want in on that? There's options. But I think that is going to do it for this week's Masterquest.
Yep.
Any closing thoughts?
No, I'm good to go.
All right. Well, until next week.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
See ya.